Hello, dear friends, brothers and sisters. This is Domas. Welcome back to Walking and Talking channel. Today is a rainy day. Just had my studies where I was learning about the body, and we started to learn about muscles today. And we had this one moment where we talked about how you get injured in places which kind of, how can I put this? Like, let's say you have a closed up personality, and automatically your body is going to be formed in such a way that your, like, let's say chest will be like pushed into your body, and your shoulders will be out because you're trying to keep things in. And that's just one example, maybe not that good of example, but basically how your psychology and how your subconscious mind is manifested through your body. And I found it very interesting. I mean, I knew that a little bit, but I didn't know that I was going to be learning that in a massage therapy course. So everything is related. And if you're feeling bad in your brain, you go and you exercise, you give some good attention to your body, and that body will respond to your brain, make you feel better. Like, I went to exercise today, just a little bit of exercise made me feel a lot better. So where does that lead us? The mind is connected to the body in almost magical ways. And I talked to my teacher, and I'm kind of stressing because I don't know Russian. So I was thinking, how am I going to communicate with the patients when a lot of people speak only Russian, and I don't know Russian. And he was like, don't worry, you're curious, you want to know things, you're going to go into that field and you're going to learn by doing, and you're going to learn to communicate with the clients. And so he kind of calmed me down. But curiosity, that's one of the things that he mentioned, where you're curious about things, because it's another person's body that we're talking about. And yesterday I got a massage from my colleague, and I gave her a massage. That's how we train. And seriously, I was almost knocked out by 6 o'clock in the evening. Even though it was a very gentle, soft massage, I still felt like I was so tired after that, but like nice tired, I had, it felt good, it felt good to nap. And yeah, this brings me to another point, that life is beautiful, like, I wake up in the morning and write my journal. Usually in the morning I'm not in the best mood, but I thank a lot, like, I'm grateful for what I have, and grateful for my body as well. And I'm thinking how when you move your body, like, through physical space, like when you go You don't sit in one place, you go around, you maybe go to a shop or go to the gym. You kind of give yourself this experience, and your body is thankful for that, you know? Like, I feel like my body is thankful, like my consciousness is thankful for me for doing exercises. And I think it's a lot to do about being grateful for this body that we have, for this life that we have. And yeah, like, giving it a challenge is really good. Like, giving it something to work out on. Just literally, another thing that the teacher mentioned, it was like, you know, a body that gets used, you know, like it moves a lot, especially a young body, is develops the brain completely, like much more than just like sitting at a desk on a computer. Because he was saying, like, the kids these days, they, because of screens, they're constantly, their brain develops differently. The prefrontal cortex, I think, is like, everything's like very up here, you know. But when you go and exercise, you go walk around, you touch things, you know, you look around, you even move your head all sorts of directions, you know. That's what gives your brain more things to work on, because it's sensory, you know. It's like, but when it's just eyes, kids' brain, like, this part just like grows much more, and the back part is not as big and doesn't develop that well like the front. So it's very interesting, because what do you want your life to look like? You know, do you want to be moving around, or do you want to be sitting down and staying in one place? Because I don't know, I don't travel that much now, but I walk around a lot, and I feel better just by like employing my body, you know. So it's like, maybe it's no surprise I'm learning massage therapy, and I want to like feel better, you know. And especially with having diagnosis and taking medication and having addictions, and you know, I wonder what that says about my body, you know. A lot of the things that we are being taught, we're being told, you know, like, for example, about supplements, like, it's not always the best for the body, because the body gets used to this big surges of supplements, and then it doesn't take what it needs from food, and it gets used to these supplements, you know. So it's like, that doesn't always necessarily, it's not always good for you. Yeah, a lot of other things, but it just made me realize that, you know, if somebody's spine, for example, is not straight, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. If you're not experiencing any pain, then it's fine. But some people have a straight spine because they were dancers, and they have like a super straight spine, but they're in constant pain because the spine is not supposed to be straight, you know. Curved spine is much better than a completely straight spine. So a lot of the myths are being debunked from where I'm learning. So yeah, make sure you get enough exercise and outdoor time. Maybe this video today is a bit more about the body, as I'm always continuously in my head, you know. talking from my psychological point of view, but there's a lot to say about the body, you know. Just giving it some exercise, giving it some work, something to do, is already might make you feel better. And I know that's very hard to do when if you have depression, if you're finding it hard to get out of bed in the morning. But it's like what I always say, it's baby steps. You know, I started doing push-ups just at home, and then I found this gym that nobody goes to where I can go and just peacefully exercise for a little bit. Maybe I'll work myself up to go to a gym where there's more people, but everything in little tiny bits. That's what I realized that we need to do. But I love you guys. Keep loving yourself. And as one viewer said to me last night, it's all about you. Forget putting others first. Put yourself first always. It kind of goes against what we're all taught, or what I was taught. You know, where you have to do good to other people, but it's true, you know. Once you take care of yourself, you can put somebody else's mask on, but you got to take care of yourself first, as if you're somebody else that you're taking care of, that you want them to do good in life. So be good to yourself, be good to your body, and your mind will follow. Sometimes you got to go against the mind and not listen to what it has to say, because it's not always right. You know, it's got some lies in there too. But trust your gut, trust your instincts, trust what your heart is telling you, and you'll be okay. Let me know how you're feeling, if you feel like it, in the comments. And as always, I love you guys. I have huge respect for you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing. Keep being you. And I'll see you in the next one. Much love. Peace.